conference will now be recorded.
Can you all hear me? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So this is going to be a DevOps AWS training. So today we are going to take the demo. Uh, it would be somewhere around 30-40 minutes today. And then we will start the regular classes tomorrow. So please ensure you have your headsets connected properly and good internet connections. And please be on mute initially. Yes, we will have the questions at the end, and we will take as many as possible. Okay. So first thing, let me introduce myself. My name is Gautam, and have been working as a cloud and DevOps engineer. Have started my career as a middleware engineer, and then I transitioned myself to Python automation, then cloud, then DevOps. And as of now, yes, I'm still working, and I work in a Fortune 500 company. And Here have been training for more than 5-6 years now, and I'm passionate into technical training and also building open source projects. That's about myself. So the first thing we'll try to understand is not about the tools or not about what is the content, but we will try to understand the fundamental question of what a business expects today, and then we will try to relate how does DevOps fit into the current business expectations. So that's where we'll better understand like what we will try to do, and those things how are we going to convert into business actions, and those actions how they will relate to tools. This is how we will try to understand. The first thing we'll try to understand today is a business expects, right? Today everyone has an online presence, and everyone does business on the online, right? I don't need to tell specially. So the world has an e-commerce everywhere. So the first thing a business expects today is high availability. So no matter the application, whether it is mobile application or it is a web application, right, or it is a desktop application, anything, they want the application to be always highly available so that they can do the business around the clock 24/7 across the geographies, so that they do not want to lose any revenue. So high availability is a critical feature. And today, even during the new updates, right, because everyone has an update, so during the update time, no matter the situation, the companies expect always the application to be highly available. Right, earlier we used to see, right, few years back we used to see that the banks or some people do the maintenance during midnights or over the weekends. I think that is also completely gone today. Today everyone wants their application highly available, irrespective of the situation. And even there is a disaster, people still expect that to be having high available. And right, a lot of things are more critical during the disaster time, right, when there is floods or when there are some natural calamities, people expect some of them to be available. So that's expectation. And when we talk about high availability, we understand that it is the infrastructure. So we need to build a resilient infrastructure which will handle all of these states. And next thing, what does business expect? Scalability, right? Because if you're if you have an application which is high available, but if it is not scaling along with your number of users, or if it is not scaling along with your business applications, so you have started your business as a startup and you keep growing and you keep expanding the number of regions or number of markets, then obviously you should have something which will also scale along with you. And if it is not scaling, then there is a real issue, and you will automatically limit your growth or limit your potential of your business. So we also need to uh, ensure that the business expects the application to be scalable, and it is not scalable from the perspective of just increasing, but it should also be elastic in nature. Elastic in nature means when you do not have business, you need to remove the resources and have a limited capacity. And when the time comes, it should automatically scale. So elastic nature also is expected. It's not about today I have two servers, tomorrow I increase to four, six, eight. It's not a linear scalability. It is about elastic scalability, so that you also need to save the cost. Let's say you have a business, you have a banking application, right? Your banking application will have most traffic during the mornings and during the evenings, right? Other than that, most of the other time people do not use the banking apps much, right? So it means that you have the most traffic in the mornings and evenings. So it means that based on the traffic pattern, you should automatically scale. Once the traffic is gone, you should scale down. So that's the scalability. And the business expects this to be again reacting right away, right? If you have load, you can't increase after 10 minutes or 15 minutes, right? Because you know the sub millisecond latency everyone expects, right? Today if anything is slow, people move on from that, whether it is a any application. If it is slow, if it is unresponsive, it is not good, people move on and they try to take a competing service. So again, this is a non-negotiable thing for businesses. And another thing is monitoring and logging. So any application, whether no matter it is Google or Microsoft, or everyone can do mistakes. There is nothing that bigger the company, the lesser the mistakes. It's not like that. Everyone can do mistakes, everyone can send what you call bad code, or something which is not working. But what is important is how you recover from this. So to ensure that you are always understanding how your application is behaving, because when you are running your apps, right? Because today company has multiple mobile apps, multiple web applications, sites. They'll have offers running, they'll have campaigns running, they will have a lot of back-end infrastructure running, right? Sales, pre-sales, post-sales, finance, right? So there are a lot of business functions you will be running, and all of them will have online presence, right? So it is not easy to humans to track what is happening across multiple sites, multiple mobile apps, multiple what you call your CRM, your supply chain management, lot of this. So we should have an effective monitoring, so that the business expects to be all the aspects of the business to be 24 by 7 monitored, right? And if there is any anomaly, not issue, right? Because if you are notifying when there is an issue, then you are still losing it. So we should ensure that our monitoring is defined in a way that whenever there is an anomaly, when there is a warning, we need to notify the required people so that they can take an action and stop something going from completely bad. Because you should now be proactive monitoring, not reactive monitoring. Reactive monitoring means you will react after something happened, means some server went down, then you are reacting and going and fixing it. That is reactive. But today's world expects proactive monitoring, so that we anticipate the problem, and then we ensure that we notify the required business users. Logging is another important aspect of uh, the overall business, because anything happens, right? I need to be able to trace back what happened, right? Anything, any transaction failed, or any of the bookings failed, or anything, right? Because logging means notifying or writing everything which has happened into a central location, which is text messages. Because everything we write in servers will print messages, and to ensure that across hundreds of servers or all of your infrastructure you are managing, the business wants centralized logging so that they can leverage that to solve problems. And next thing, security is something, it is a non-negotiable thing today. And within DevOps, also there are a lot of things we do. And for the business, the security is number one priority, and they cannot compromise on security. It means that anything we do, it is security first mindset. Security first mindset means no matter what you do, you also need to think the aspect of security also. Yes, when we are designing, we will always think about whether it is highly available, whether it is scalable, whether the solution is low cost, right? Those are always things something comes in. But what today, or what's been the trend from the last 5 to 6 years, is security is also an important aspect. And business also needs it, because if everything happens, and if you get hacked, you can understand the pain a business goes through. And you'll have what you'll have reputation damage, you'll have business damage, you'll also have a what you call a lot of government agencies catching hold of you, and then they will be putting fines, you will be dragged into courts. So all of these things will happen. It's not just about your some reputation or financial, but there will be a lot of issues. So anything we do, business expects security to be first mindset. And the next thing is fast delivery, right? Doing all of this, and if you take a lot more time, then that is not going to work. And in the today's what you call rapid changes, customers expect updates very often. And that is why you would have expected a trend, right? If you just go to your mobile apps, right, they update today multiple times in a week. But if you go 4 or 5 years back, the mobile apps only used to update once in a week or once in a month, right? That was the cadence. Yes, around 2020 or 2019. What? Your mobile apps only used to update like once in a month, right? But today you update the app, you update all of your apps, you again go tomorrow, again you'll have 10 or 15 ready to install, right? Because today everyone has mature DevOps practices where they can release their applications fast to the customers, fast delivery, right? Because the whole process needs to be optimized, so that means the moment you have a feature, you will go it through the door, so that you will be able to get the benefit of it, right? Because if you are writing some new features, or if you're developing something, and if you're taking a lot of time to release to the customers, then you're losing out revenue. And this is also going to be a big advantage, right? If you see the the fast movers, right, whomever you see in this what you call uh, the e-commerce, or what you call the short form of delivery apps, right? You see the rapid innovation, right? You would have seen how they are rapidly growing, because for them it is not about all of these features. For them it is also about how fast they can hit the customers, and how fast they can keep enhancing their apps, right? So but for them, for the business to do that, you should have the capability built in. And that is a capability every business expects today, that they should have the capability to release or do the delivery faster, so that they can actually have those benefits, what you call realize faster than a slower process. And automation, all of this company expects it to be done through automation. They do not want people, a lot of people, or hundreds of thousands of people hired, and all of them doing manually, right? No, companies today expect everything to be end to end automated, so that it is about having efficiency. A lot of people think that automation is about removing people. No, automation is not about decreasing or saving cost. Automation is about ensuring you have a highest level of what stability. Why stability? Because if you write a program, you run the program, it will always run and provide the same desired results, because it's not going to change the behavior of the program, right? But if there's a human, he may be doing something, and he may get distracted, or he may be pulled into some other work, or there may be some other reason, and he may end up doing a mistake. So, and that is expected. That is why automation is always perceived as a increasing reliability, right? You'll have high reliability, and again, it will cut down the amount of time to perform that activity. So that is why automation is always seen as a enabler, and also it is seen as a something which will allow us to do something more efficiently and without any issues. So all of these are also the DevOps goals, right? Because what we've discussed first is we did not even discuss about any DevOps tools or anything. This is all about anything, right? Any business today wants an online presence because they want to do business in the online, and they want to sell their product, whether it is car, whether it is a small what you call a paper you want, or whatever you want. We all know that, and it is only continuously increasing, not decreasing, and everyone needs an online presence. It means that these automatically become the DevOps goals. So when you are starting with a DevOps journey, right, and when you start learning them, you will see all of these practices put into motion and see how each of these phases are realized. And every time you do this, and you are going to help your business grow, right? So a DevOps engineer is a very critical role in any company, because he will be directly responsible for creating the infrastructure. Infrastructure is nothing but, right, like if you want to run a program, you need a laptop, right? Or if you want to run something. But yeah, in the world of what you call IT industry, a laptop is equal to a server, right? That's where we will slowly try to understand. But yeah, so one laptop is equal to one server, right? Means it is a unit of execution. Means if you want to run something, you need CPU, right? Without CPU, there is no processing, which we know that. And a CPU, RAM, uh, a hard disk along with that board will become a one copy of server. So which will run a program. So we have a lot of programs and we have a lot of things. So it means that we will have a lot of infrastructure, which are a lot of servers which are running in the cloud, and we need to create them as highly available across multiple data centers, so that if one data center goes down, the server in other data center runs. All of these things we take care of it, and those should be what within built into our DNA, so that in anyone comes to you and asks you to give any solution, right? You should put all of this in practice and then provide a solution. And that's where the goal of DevOps realizes to the business goals. Means whatever you do, it will be directly a business enablers, and that's something everyone expects. And it's not that these are something luxury item; these are bare minimum things every business expects today. Okay, and DevOps engineer will be at the center of this to achieve all of this, along with working with the developers and the test teams. Now, when we talk about DevOps, right, people think that DevOps means some tool, right? It is not a tool, right? I will learn some tool, because DevOps is all about improving the developer productivity. So if someone asks you, right, what is a single liner, I can tell, right? DevOps is all about improving the developer productivity and ensuring that the code is released as soon as possible. So that's a very easy line you can tell. Then what is about increasing the developer productivity, right? Because the whole things revolves around developer, because developer is a person who will actually write the business logic, right? Who will write, whether it is Android application or iOS application, or whether it is a web application, right? Whether it is anything related to any application, right? Any website, you need to write, right? And if who will write it? Obviously developer will write it, whether it is a front end code, back end code, right? Whether it is UI, we have developers and they will write the code. That is not going to change. Then if developers are there, developers are writing the code, then how does a DevOps engineer improve the productivity of DevOps developer, right? See, developer job is to write code, but if you go and ask any of your friends, right, any of your developers, they will tell that in a 8 hours of time, how much time they spent in writing code. They will tell I am only spending 2 to 3 hours. Why? Because most of the time will be lost, whether it is in trying to set up their environment, trying to access the application, trying to do the deployment, trying to do the testing, do the validation, other management activities like tracking their work, opening their stories, all these things. So it means that developer does a lot of other things outside of his core objective of writing code, because there are all of these things not properly defined. So if you have all the things a developer needs already automated and provided to him beforehand, then developer will not have any other work, right? Because developer wants a testing environment, it is ready. Developer wants to deploy the code, it will deploy within few minutes. Deployment means, because if he writes the code, it should be copied and put it in the server, right? So that I can access that website, whatever the website is, right? So because he's writing the code, but his code will be in the laptop, right? His laptop will not test, right? It should be somewhere in the company's server, so that testing team, everyone can access that. So how to do that? So all of these will be very important. Means the higher the developer productivity, he's going to write the code faster. And then we also need to do another thing is, when developer writes the code, see, developer has, let's say, 5 tasks, right? He's writing the code. So when does a developer move from one task to next task is when he gets confidence that his first task is completed. When does a developer get confidence? Developer gets a confidence when, after writing the code, he also want to test it, right? And the testing, whether it is successful, then he will get confidence. Okay, my task one is completed, I am confident that it is working, and I've tested it, I will go to second. Means it is not just about giving the environment and do, we also need to help automate the testing part of it. Means if you complete the whole cycle of this, right? Developer writing the code, taking the code, putting it in the environment, and then invoking the test cases, running the test, getting the feedback, right? This is a loop, right? And this loop needs to be completely drastically cut down. Earlier, people used to have this loop at least 2 to 3 days. Today, we can cut down this to 20 to 30 minutes maximum. It means that your developer will get a real-time feedback, right? The moment he writes the code, it will be going through all of these phases and he'll get the feedback. So this rapid feedback will increase the developer productivity, right? Because he writes the code, he gets the feedback, then he understands what is there. Again, he will write the code. So this is about the DevOps. You drastically put automation in every stage of your development. Means developer becomes productive, he writes more code. The more code he writes, and since we are doing testing, we also have the reliability, right? It's not that we are just trusting our developer. The tests run, means you have more reliable code because you are testing right away. If you do the testing right away, then we will catch hold of the bugs and we'll fix the bugs, and this cycle goes on. So that is where the DevOps becomes a big enabler for your business. So, and GitHub is a tool which stores the code, and then where it is a continuous development, right? So continuous development. So you will see a word called continuous everywhere. These are all normal words, right? Development means developers writing the code and contributing to the code. That is something we clearly know. But what does continuous development means? Continuous development means you are providing all the necessary processes and tools for the developer so that they can continuously develop the code without any interruption. And these are some of the tools, which is Jira, the GitHub are the developer tools which they use, and then they be productive. And the next thing is infrastructure as a code. So another important aspect is your developers are writing code. We are helping them with that. But another important aspect is infrastructure. So infrastructure means your actual servers, databases, load balancers, and other services like storage, networking, all of them. Storage, networking, servers, databases, right? All of these are the core infrastructure, because whatever the programming language your business chooses, whether it is JavaScript, Java, Python, right? This is all code, right? Code you write in there, so it needs to run. And the more servers you need, the bigger the business is, right? Because if you go to a very large company, right, they will have millions of servers. And if you go to a smaller company, they'll just have a handful of them, hundreds. So but in my experience, I've seen that any company you join, most of the time you will end up having around 500 servers as a minimum. Okay, I think 500 to 2000. Yeah, I think that's the average number of servers you'll encounter. 95% of the time. Yeah, there are some rare cases where you join, let's say, Bank of America or let's say JP Morgan Chase. There are few exceptions, right, where they'll have servers near 100,000. But yeah, the number of people managing them will be more. But yeah, but average number of servers you encounter mostly will be 500 to 2,000, 95% of the time. So again, infrastructure as a code is very vital, because if you are not doing that through automation, and if you're trying to manually build, there will be so many problems. So infrastructure as a code is another DevOps core business practice is nothing but the principle of DevOps, where you perform your infrastructure creation through automation. And we have a popular tool which will help us perform our infrastructure as a code automation. Okay, and what operating system we'll use, and we are going to use the Linux operating system. Okay, and here we are specifically targeting AWS cloud. Yes, so we are going to learn the AWS cloud, and we are going to use the Terraform. So Terraform is today the de facto automation tool which will help you define your infrastructure as a code. Means you are also becoming a part developer, where you are going to write code, and when you execute the code, it is going to give you the required infrastructure to run your business applications. Because see, no matter what, our goal and is going to be aligned with our company, right? What is our company? Our company wants to do business in the online. It means that we are going to provide all the necessary infrastructure so that my business can run the applications needed to run and get the revenue. So again, it is very simple. We are aligning with the business goals. It means that I need infrastructure, efficient infrastructure, which needs to be managed efficiently, and then any changes needs to be done in a simple way, right? I don't want to go to UI and click 100 buttons to do a change. I need to able to do that in a few minutes. Next thing, configuration automation. So once you create your infrastructure, obviously you'll have configuration means your database has some configuration, your front end applications have a configuration, you have back end applications have a configuration. So there are a lot of these different configurations you need to manage, because see, you install something, you will not use the default properties, right? You will change the properties, you will change the some settings to make run it efficiently, some of them to tweak to your own business properties, right? It's the same, right? When you install any mobile app, you'll go to settings and change a lot of settings, even for a basic consumer app. And you should understand, for a business application, right, we will do a lot of tweaks, right? We will not just use the properties or the settings once we have the pre-installed one. So there is a lot of configuration we manage, and these configuration will be different from different environments. So it is critical that we need to ensure that we need to have a configuration management, and this needs to be managed across, again, a lot of servers. That is where we'll have Ansible, which will help us manage our configurations, uh, or any of automations, uh, deployments, syncing the files, syncing the changes across infrastructure. Again, writing as a program. So yes, you also will be a part developer, but yeah, you don't write thousands of lines of code. You write simple programs. And also another important aspect is we do not write functional code. So do not worry if you're new to the world of program, new to the world of coding. Yeah, you can easily write the code. because all of these are not general purpose programming languages. And the next aspect we talk is continuous integration. This is going to be heart of your DevOps. If anything, someone will tell, okay, DevOps is doing a lot of things, but can you tell me what is that core thing, right? Which binds everything together and which is your heart, right? Yeah, everything is important, but you know the importance of art, right? So that's where your CI tool comes into picture, and that's where the continuous integration. So continuous integration is what we will be enabling our developers. Means, yeah, they write the code continuously, but the code what they write, which is in your in their laptop, right, is not useful, right? Because yeah, they are continuously developing, they are not wasting much time, but that is not going to give any value for us. He writes the code, it sits on his laptop, nothing happens. But the goal is we need to continuously integrate that code, the new code developers have written, to the existing code, right? Already your app is there, but developer wrote something new, and we need to integrate that new code, whatever the new features he wrote or whatever the bug fixes your developer did to your business application, needs to be integrated and then properly tested so that it is integrated properly and then validated. And then your continuous delivery comes in, and your continuous integration itself, your Jenkins will be there. Yeah, it sits in delivery, but it's a CI tool. So Jenkins is going to be the heart of your DevOps, okay, which is your CI/CD tool, and which will help you bring everyone together and then help us perform these activities efficiently. And then we will have a Helm. Helm is another tool in the world of Kubernetes, which will help us deploy our applications. Yeah, which we'll see later. And continuous orchestration. Orchestration is where you're going to run your applications. So the Kubernetes today is the runtime of the world. Everything runs in Kubernetes today. What is running means, so your developer wrote a Java program, right? He wrote the program, he wrote in the files, right? He will write .java files, a lot of Java files, everything that is good. Or he will write your website with lot of HTML, images, CSS he has written. But these programs needs to be running, right? They should continuously run, because if they are running only, then only your website will load for the customer, right? If your application is stopped, obviously your website will get some 500 error, right? Server not found something error, right? So it means that whatever the programs your developers are writing, they needs to be continuously running, right? No matter what the problem is. So Kubernetes is a very effective tool to continuously run your business applications without any interruptions. It has a lot of features to help achieve that. So it is very hard for any application to be brought down in Kubernetes. You try to kill that also, it will again get auto created. It will try to leave itself. So it has self-healing, resiliency, high availability, okay, auto scaling. There is built-in configuration management, built-in secrets management. There are a lot of efficient features, efficient monitoring, efficient logging, all of them built in, so that no matter what program you write, ultimately we will run in the Kubernetes. Okay. So not only this, you join today anything, right? You go to data science, you go to data analytics, you go to testing, everywhere Kubernetes is there. Even developers will be today asked, even though Kubernetes is a DevOps tool, even developers today are being asked a lot of interview questions in the Java interviews for Kubernetes, because it is so important. So Kubernetes is the number one most important tool uh, of the whole world today. I'm not talking about the DevOps tools or the DevOps job role. It is important across the whole IT. Okay, and this is Docker, which is a companion tool, which will help us run. And continuous operations, obviously, as I've told, uh, once you do all of this, your job is not done. You need to still ensure that you are going to continuously manage them. Means you have done the automation, you have done the integration, you have delivered the application, and you are properly running the application. But what also is important is you need to continuously ensure they are running 24 by 7, because operations is also important. If the operations are not happening, then it's not going to help you. So, and logging, as I told, we need to store the information getting logged in a central location, so that if you want to know what happened 10 days ago, 20 days ago, you should be able to backtrack it and find it. And finally, the monitoring, so that if there is something happening, I need to be notified. Like, let's say some transactions are failing, or some transactions are taking more time to process, or specific what you call functionality within your app is not working. You should be able to clearly know and take proactive action on them to avoid major issues in your application. So that's continuous monitoring. Okay, so this is what, again, as you see, will be something, right? Core things which we align, and then we work with multiple stakeholders. So you work with developers, you work with the testing team, you work with security teams to ensure everything is securely built. So these three will be the minimum important stakeholders for you: developers, testers, and security teams. You work with them closely and ensure you create them as per the developers and business expectation, right? You can't create something which developers doesn't use. So you have a close relationship with your developers, you talk to them very often, you keep providing what they need and also what business needs, and continuously manage your infrastructure. Any questions still now, anyone? Yeah, this will be the flow. So you do the development, infrastructure, then integration, delivery, operations, and this. Any
So,
questions? Yeah.
yes. So, are you going to teach us all of these tools or technologies, or how is it going to go?
Yes, that's right. So all of these are part of the course, specific to the tools again. Yes. So some of the tools may be smaller, so we may spend little small, lesser timer. But yes, we will be covering all of these tools. So, yeah, I think these are the exact tools what we'll cover, what you see in the screenshot. And
Yes.
if you need a course content, yes, you can get the course content that is also there. So
Okay. So, will there be like pet projects that we'll do, so we can just work with these tools? That is going to be like from start to finish, or how are we going to be able to tie everything together as we're learning all of
yes,
this?
so we will do projects. So those projects will help you understand, and how they tie together is how you get to know. We'll do few projects, and part of these projects, we will take the business requirement, and then we will go ahead and perform that activity, and you will understand that how they work together, how what is the starting stage, what is stage two, and how they work together. So you will understand that. Yes.
All
So
right,
I
thank
think
you.
once we start, you will slowly understand the role of each stage, and each stage as a tool and its roles, and how they tie together to the bigger picture. We would understand that by uncovering from the same structure, right? The way we do, and then each time we cover something, we do a project, so that you get to understand how they are evolving, and finally we'll have one a bigger projects. Yeah, everywhere we'll do it, because I can't do at the end, right? We'll do middle itself at the whenever we have some milestones, we do some projects, and then we understand it, and we keep increasing, continuing on it. Yeah, I can show that projects in a minute. One second. I think this the same. The tools which we will cover are the same. The Linux is a foundational thing, so we will start with Linux operating system, so that I know most of you know the Linux, but yeah, we will consider everyone doesn't have the basics of Linux operating system knowledge, and we'll start with the Linux fundamentals. We'll see what are the all the commands needed uh, by a DevOps engineer for the Linux operating system, and start from there, and then move on to the AWS, where we will understand the core AWS services needed, and then we will go through the Terraform, and then later we'll start with the DevOps tools, which is the Git. Then we'll go to the Maven, and then we'll go to the JFrog, and then we'll do SonarQube. We'll work with Ansible, Nginx is a web server, one of the core services. We'll understand those. Docker, Grafana is our monitoring tool. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. And Terraform is a infrastructure automation. So each one properly ties in, and then we will slowly uncover. It's not that we will always jump into the tool, but we'll also try to understand why the tool was created in the first place, right? Understanding that will give you a lot of understanding. A lot of people will not do that, so we'll try to understand why we need the tool in the first place, right? Why can't I not use the tool? So that's where we'll see. And a lot of these tools, right, have been matured. A lot of older versions or some competing options have been dropped now. Yeah, if you're learning DevOps in 2019, 2018, right, what happened was at that time, every one of the section had multiple competitors. Yeah, at that time, the life used to be a little hard for us because we need to learn all the competing tools because people did not know. But today, most of the tool chain has been standardized. Everyone uses Terraform. There is no, yeah, there are competitors to Terraform, but they are not substantial. So it means that what we learn, right? Earlier for Kubernetes, there were two other competitors, right? Grafana had others. So today, these are all kind of tools which are made standard. They are open source, and every company uses them. So there's not a surprise that okay, you learn Terraform, someone is asking something. No, you learn Kubernetes, something is asking something. You learn Maven or Ansible. So even Ansible had three more competitors. All of them are now out of market due to the unusability. So a lot of these things are pretty standard tools, and you can expect the same when you go. So we don't need to worry about what about that. So these things are pretty business standard. Means yeah, most of them are 90% or 95% or 80% used. So it means that you'll cover 80-90% of all the uh, roles in the market. Yeah, there are some always exceptions, small tools, but you don't need to worry about that.
So, how much of AWS are we going to delve into? So, is it just few of the services that you'll talk about, or so how much of that are we going to cover?
So yeah, all the important services when we talk about AWS like VPC, IAM, S3, EKS. EKS is very important because it is Kubernetes. Then what you call load balancers, Route 53, uh, storage, networking. Yeah, all the databases, all the important services. Not like two or three. I think at least we'll cover 13, 12, 13 services, which are the important services. Yeah, all the things what I told will be covered. Is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And there is one small question, right? Who can learn DevOps? So let me be clear. So the first thing whenever people try to choose a job is like they want more number of openings or positions, right? So that they can apply to, and then when they interview for five or six or seven, they end up getting one. So the first thing is the number of jobs availability, right? So DevOps is one of the most in-demand role in the market, and every year in the stats it comes beyond the data analytics. Okay, so the number of jobs are huge, and the entry for DevOps is the least in the market today for any new person trying to fit into the IT world. So that's why DevOps is liked by someone, and then yeah, you keep maturing, and you can become an architect over a period of time. So you can slowly transition and grow. And again, that is why the entry barrier for DevOps is the least of all the popular jobs in the market. Yeah, there are so many jobs, but we also need to talk about the popular jobs, right? So there are only two popular jobs in the market today. Either it is a cloud engineer or it's a data engineer. These are the only two popular things. All others, yeah, they are there, but you'll not have substantial number of jobs in the market. But these two are there, and this has the lowest barrier. So any administrator who was already working in IT industry, who is a what you call Linux administrator or database administrator or a systems administrator, storage, backup, or networking engineers, or who are manual testing teams, and some people are developers also moving out, because let's say you have some development tool, it's not much popular anymore, or you want to increase your pay substantially. So DevOps is what you call a road, a path to getting substantial what you call packages or substantial amount of money. Test engineers, because testing is rapidly declining, and due to the new generation of these LLMs, the testing has almost now evaporated, because you ask ChatGPT, it will write a test case within next 1 minute. So yeah, that's a bad time for testing team now. So yeah, it doesn't write the code, but uh, yeah, writing a program is still hard for ChatGPT, but writing test case for ChatGPT easy, because the program is already written, so it knows what is the code, right? So that is why these LLMs are very good at generating test cases, not generating actual code, because it will, you know, all right, it will do hallucination, it can't create what we want. So that all problems are still there. It will not go very soon. But test automation is a very good use case for these. So that's why after this, it is still bad. So test teams want to go out. And any new people fresh out of the college who wants to start their journey and who wants to have a simpler entry, yeah, DevOps is something you do. Yes, it doesn't, I'm not telling it is easiest, I'm telling uh, it gives you a chance to enter. So do not just tell that okay, it is easiest means I'll enter. No, everything needs practice, everything needs dedication, everything needs time. So those three things are still there. It's not that I will attend the course, after course I'll directly go to interview. It's not like that. So then what are the prerequisites? I told it's the least barrier. It helps you go. So basics of Linux and some logical thinking, and then again enthusiasm to learn new things, because we'll get a small tiny tools always. So uh, it's not that you're learning some complex database which has hundreds of features, hundreds of optimizations. No, we will have a smaller tools which will bind together in a cohesive way, and then they work as a solution. So yeah, you may keep learning these tiny tools. It means that you should also have little enthusiasm to learn new things, uh, basic understanding of Linux and logical thinking. Right, logical thinking is same, right? When you are given a task, right, you need to introspect, right? Okay, I got a task, am I, when you do that, you need to keep checking a list of long list of check boxes every time. That's logical thinking. Okay, I got a task, am I doing that so that it is scalable tomorrow? Am I doing that in a way it is secure? Am I doing that in a way it is secure? Am I doing that in a way that it will be automated way, right? Or am I doing that in a way that it is efficient, right? So all of these things you should think, right? Okay, anything you design, anything you create, right, it should be there like that. Or everything I'm doing, am I doing through a code, so that other people can again write additional code, right? You can't do that manually, going and clicking some buttons and doing that manual task. So all of these things is that logical thinking, right? Whatever I do, you need to introspect and see, okay, whether I am ticking all the boxes, right? If not, you need to ask questions, right? If this is not taking, if you see, then if it doesn't scale, you should ask the questions, right? Why are you doing that? What is the reason? The more better you understand your customer. Who is your customer? Developer is your customer, right? Because you serve him. So you ask the questions and then provide the necessary thing. So that's the basic prerequisites. There are not too many prerequisites required for DevOps role. Okay, and the list of projects we do is we'll do a three tier architecture project, because everything today, whenever you see in the world of architecture, the three-tier architecture comes in. So we'll do a three-tier architecture project. We'll do a Linux patch automation in the Ansible. uh, we will use Docker through the web application through Compose. We'll do a CI/CD, which is the what you told, right? How are we going to together? That Jenkins is going to do that together. Okay. Uh, yeah, we'll do declarative pipelines, build and release pipelines. We'll do Terraform, three tier. Yeah, these are both of them are, they work together. And then Elastic Stack for logging and Kubernetes for deployment. And there is also one more which is monitoring, which is not covered here, which is using Grafana and Prometheus to monitor your infrastructure. So all of these, when we do, then you will cover all the aspects of your business, and you will be in a position to explain or showcase that, okay, that is something have done. Okay, so this is where we take all the tools learnings and then we apply this here, and then able to showcase. Okay, any questions? I am from my side, I am done.
Yeah, what will be covered tomorrow and the day after? Like, what will be the topics?
I think we'll start, as I told, we'll start with Linux. That's the
Okay.
first thing. So we'll try, not in the Linux also, we'll try to still break down the simple things. What is a server? How do you see? What are the terminology you should use when you talk to someone? So all these things will start from scratch, so that you know when you interact, how to, what terms you should use, all of those. So yeah, we will start from the scratch, so that those few sessions people keep up, and then we'll slowly build on top of it. So we are not going to uh, what you call, we'll
So,
move forward. Yeah.
yeah, all these projects, do we do them during the class or should they
Yeah,
be done
during
as
the
a
session. Yeah, so once we specifically complete few modules, those
Okay.
module specific project we'll do, and we'll keep going. So it's not, we'll not
Yeah.
put everything to the end. They will be done within the training during the time.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we'll start tomorrow same time. We'll start with the day one. So please check, and we can start from tomorrow. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So do we cover Argo CD and Helm as well?
Helm we cover. Argo City we don't cover because it is not something everyone uses it. So that's why we have not added. But yeah, I think if you need somewhere, we can discuss about it and run it. Yeah, but it's not a complicated thing. It's, yeah, it'll hardly take 30 minutes. But yeah, I think that is fine. We can cover it. Yeah, Helm is
Okay.
very important. So yeah, we use it. We understand clearly. We will build a help chart from the scratch and understand why. Yes, but Argo City we don't put because, right, it's only an enhancement to everything. So, but yeah, we can cover it. That is not a problem.
Okay, sir. And I'm someone who is already in DevOps role, and I'm looking for a job change. So, after this course or like after 2 months, I will be getting enough, revision and then interview preparation as well, right? To get into
Yes, yeah, we'll have interviews
job role.
sessions also additionally, which doesn't cover into the course hours. Additionally, you'll have interview preparation sessions also, dedicated ones, which are dedicated for interview sessions only, right? So that is also there here. So
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, those hours doesn't count into the training hours; they are extra.
And do you want us come prepared with any AWS account for the
Yes,
Linux?
that's the only prerequisite. Yes,
Okay.
yeah, have your AWS account created. If you already have some old one, if you feel it is you have doubt because it's only for 1 year, right? You can use a new email ID and sign up for a new AWS account.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that's also something I ask and get that. So from the day one, once we do the Linux. But yeah, yes, if you would like to be prepared, yes, that's the only thing we needed.
So what about for someone like me that I'm not familiar with Linux at all and whatnot. So do you think the basics that you cover in the class is gonna be enough?
Yeah, as I told, if you are new, the only way you are going to keep up is to practice more. That's what I would say. So yeah, like you need to practice more. You need to ask questions. Yeah, if you need any additional clarification, I can give you additional links which you can go through, right? So that you can slowly grow. And yeah, it may, because sometimes it may take, because with the experience, right, someone, because if I do a 2 hour class, right, it may take you 4 5 hours to do that. So you should do that, right? Every session you go back, you take notes, you perform those activities, and do additional things. So that's where you slowly do. And It's only about you spending little more time than others. That's all. But yeah, you should be able to, as I told, right, this is not complicated things. These are smaller things which work together, and understanding the business need is more important, because you need to know why we need to use the tool, right? If you have the clear understanding, the commands are automatically come, right? Because once you know the business objective, once you know the role of the tool, on how it relates and how you do it, yeah, obviously you will slowly grow on top of it. But yes, if you're new, there is no denying. Yes, you need to spend more time and what you call in understanding them, and then practicing more. Yeah, that's obviously there.
Hey, it's easiest topic will be covered because Docker is there.
What, ECS?
Yeah, easiest
No,
because we,
ECS is completely out of market. No one uses ECS.
but still we are using some
Yeah, yeah. Means
projects.
there will be some rare use cases, but as I told, Kubernetes is like 99% or 100% of market share. That's where I try to tell, right? Like, we don't need to learn these competing tools because uh, it's not required. ECS, yeah, I don't know. You may have a valid business case, but
Yes, yes, yeah. We have
let me be
some
honest.
current projects is going on.
Yeah, so yeah, we will not cover ECS. Argo CD, why I accepted is because it is still into the tool chain. It is just an additional thing, but which still fits into the picture. And again, Argo CD doesn't have any competitor. What Argo CD does, there is one more tool to Argo CD, but its popularity now is 10%. So means it, whatever the category it sits in, it is 90% market share, and it is open source. So that's why, like, that's where I told Argo City is still there, but the only thing is not everyone uses it. That's why we don't put it, because putting too much tools also is not good. So that's why we put, as I told, which covers 90% of the use cases always, right? Because as I told, there will be always these things. So yeah, we will not be covering ECS.
Yeah, that's okay.
Any other queries before we end this training?
Sir,
You still have any queries? Yeah, tell me,
I
please.
just want to ask one question. Like
Yeah.
for monitoring, right? Like as I mentioned, I'm already into a DevOps role and more into a observability kind of a role. So I
Okay.
need some more focus on monitoring and logging tools. So we will be in depth looking onto those tools, right?
In depth means we will spend enough time, but yeah,
Like
we'll not
yeah,
too depth also,
like
right?
how
Because
you will be giving importance to Kubernetes, the same importance will be given to uh, Grafana or Prometheus, right?
I would not accept that, because you understand it. The amount of time we spend in Kubernetes is a lot. The most time we spend in Kubernetes and Jenkins, and because they're the biggest modules. Git is a smaller tool, right? So as I told, as if you're already working, you know that, right? Some of them are smaller tools. Maven, Hover is enough, but yeah, it is a depth tool. JFrog, couple of hours, because
No, I'm
it's
only talking about the monitoring tool in terms of
monitoring. Yeah, monitoring,
Grafana
as I
and
tell,
Grafana
yeah,
and Prometheus.
monitoring, we spend time, but it is not that the amount of time we spend. Yeah, that's what I want to be honest, right? Yeah, we may not spend the amount of time we spend in the Kubernetes equal amount there.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, the role of monitoring, yeah, because see, every tool its own, right? If you are someone who is a observability role, right? Because there is a role called observability role, whose work is only working on monitoring tools, right?
Hmm.
There's a niche, and those jobs are in the market. He'll only work, right?
Yeah.
There you'll only rate how many jobs will be in a company. Three or four positions will be there, like that, right? So because today everything is a code, right? Because even Grafana dashboard you can do as a code today. So you write the code of Grafana UI, right? Dashboard, and then so that's where everyone uses today. Even developers write the code in the UI in the Grafana, and then they store it. So and then when you integrate Grafana also, it is very straightforward. Today you have Alloy agent, which does native. So the monitoring has become simpler. Yeah, means after monitoring, you do depth everywhere. Yeah, we may not do that, but yeah, we will spend enough time understanding how to integrate a Kubernetes cluster, how to bring all the metrics, how to bring all the logs, right? How to bring the traces, because today observability is not about monitoring anymore, right? There are logs, traces, metrics we should get, and then how to create dashboard. So yeah, we will go through it, but it's not like we will spend a substantial amount of it because it's not needed, because every company always has this dedicated observability tools, uh, and which what you call, and as a DevOps engineer, your role is ensuring that your services are being monitored there, and then you're sending your logs important, you're sending your metrics important, traces important, and then doing that. Yeah, that's the thing we'll do. Okay.
Okay, sir. And one more question is, this is the perspective of the future of DevOps. I'm someone like already into this DevOps role like for last 4 years. What do you
Okay.
think about? In the future, like it's already AI took over for some other logging tools. So, what do you think about the future of DevOps? Like how long I can sustain in this industry, learning this DevOps tools?
Okay, so I think I can't tell because the amount of development I see in the models is substantial, right? Like Claude 4 is very powerful, ChatGPT 5 is very powerful. So, see, uh, every role has its own weakness advantage, right? The DevOps is always a headache job. Okay, so it's not easily you can come around it. I don't think it will get affected as the substantial effect we feel for developers or test teams, right? Test teams are non-existent, which I already told you. So developers a little bit, but yeah, means there are a lot of functions which AI cannot touch, and one of this is the DevOps. So it will take a long time before it can do anything to DevOps. Okay, because there are so many systems and it should traverse to the tools, and these tools are not in a position to do that. So yeah, I would, at least I would say next 5 years nothing will happen. Nothing means like not even 10%. So even 5% will be not affected for the next 5 years. So that's something I can assure you. I
Okay,
can't think beyond 5 years, but yeah, next 5 years there won't be any change due to AI for the DevOps role.
thank you.
Yeah, with the pace I see, right? Yeah. So because what happened is they are hitting the ceiling, means you guys don't read as depth as we read, but yeah, there is already a general acceptance in the AI world that the maximum level has already reached for the AI programs. Means it's not maximum means forever. They need to do again some rapid research again to go to next level. So they are right now kind of stuck. So I'm not telling they'll be stuck forever. Yeah, someone will come and write someone will come and find some other efficient algorithm which will increase. But right now they are in a stuck state. Means they quickly growed, so now they are stuck. Now again they are seeing that how can they again get that big next leap, right? So yeah, I think now there is a ceiling, and the number of use cases you see. Other than code generation tool, right, you don't see much in the market, right? Means if you go and see what is LLM's real world application, the only thing is writing code, right? Generating code, which is your Visual Studio Code integration, right? Which is doing code generation. Apart from that, there is no other real world use case where LLM is actually doing anything. Have you seen anything till now?
No.
Yeah, that's the actual real thing where they're selling, right? Where they're selling monthly 19 to $20 per month they're selling, and people are buying. That's the only thing, and they are not able to go beyond that. That is why even ChatGPT also now is writing models which will write code better. So writing code, what DevOps will happen, it is not our job function, right? So yeah, that's where, and it's industry consensus. So I don't think something will suddenly, something bad will overnight happen. Yeah, it will take some time outside of 2030s.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If you don't have any questions, we can end, and who are interested can start joining tomorrow. Okay.
Gautam, I have a question. My
Yes.
name is Sharad. Yeah.
Your
I,
voice is very low.
how about now? Is it audible?
Yeah, it is feeble, but I'll try to. Please.
Okay.
Con-
Is it better now?
it's little better, but please tell I can hear.
Yeah, I was inquiring about how I can submit deposit the fees. Can I deposit in equal EMI?
No, no, there will. I think those questions will be answered by them. So you can reach out to. Where is this?
EMI, right?
Yeah, you can reach out here. Let me put it in the chat.
Okay.
You can reach out to them. They will give you that.
All
You
right.
can see the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, you can reach out to them. They'll handle that part.
Okay. Got
Sir, I just missed the first 10 minutes of the call. So probably you could have given your introduction. So I might have missed it. Like I know about something about you, like how many years of
Yeah, yeah.
experience.
I have not told much, but yeah, I have around 15 years of experience. I'm an architect currently working in Fortune 500. And if you want to know how I came into this industry, then first I was a middleware engineer, because middleware engineer was the previous DevOps engineer, because DevOps did not come out of the box, right? So someone was already working something and they added some tools. So middleware engineer used to be the DevOps engineer in the old world. So I used to be that. So I was one of the what you call ideal candidates to transform to DevOps. So I moved to DevOps, but before DevOps, I moved first to Python automation. So I did a lot of Python automation first, and then from Python automation, I moved to cloud and DevOps. Yeah, I'm AWS certified, Kubernetes certified, and I have 15 years total. That's about
Okay, sir. Thank
myself.
you. Thank you.
Okay, I think, yeah, again, if you still have questions, you can reach out today, tomorrow, whenever you want. People are there, they will help resolve. Okay, that contact this number. Any questions after this, right? Any questions, you can reach out. We'll help you out. Okay.